This is a solution video for Chemistry Paper 1, Set 5. You can download the soft copy from the description below, or you can skip to the end of the video for the answer straight away. Question 1. So you have a mixture of sulfur and carbon. So sulfur and carbon. Sulfur is very soluble in carbon disulfide, but it's slightly insoluble in water. So if it's slightly insoluble, you can just take it as insoluble. Okay, slightly soluble, just take it as insoluble. And then carbon is insoluble in both solvent. So the first mixture P, you dissolve in water, you get P. And then you dissolve in carbon disulfide, you get Q. Okay. So which procedure is used to prepare a pure sample of sulfur? So if it's in P, okay, so you are using water. So if it's in P, it's using water. So you have your filter funnel and then your beaker at the bottom. So in water, sulfur is insoluble. So sulfur will be exist as a residue. Okay, and carbon is insoluble also. Okay, so that is for this one. But for Q, okay, so if you want to obtain sulfur, P definitely is out because P are both your residue. Okay, sulfur and carbon. So yeah, this is definitely out. Q will be filter and the filtrate. Yes, you're looking for the filtrator. Okay, sulfur is the filtrate. Okay, so answer is D. Question 2. A student given 4 grams of magnesium carbonate powder and 100 cm cube of 0.1 mole per kg of acid, hydrochloric acid. Okay, so you determine the rate of reaction by measuring the mass. Okay, change in mass. So which one is not used? So you measure mass, electron balance, definitely you need it. You want to calculate the rate, so definitely you need your stopwatch as well. You need a conical flask to contain the mixture, so I don't think you need a test tube. Okay, so D will not be needed. Question 3. In which situation do the particles move closer together? So move closer together, so either is gas, you go back to liquid, or liquid, you go to solid. Okay, so first a gas is heated, okay, from 0 to 25. So this one they'll move further apart because kinetic energy actually increases, so this is out. The pressure of a gas is increased. If you increase, they'll be compressed. Okay, so they'll move closer. It's true. Steam condense to form water, liquid, so it's correct. Water evaporate, so liquid go to gas. That's wrong. So answer is 2 and 3, C. Question 4. 2 bottles are placed close together in a large container at a temperature of 90 degrees Celsius. So one container is 1 gram of SO2. The other is ethanol, 1 gram of ethanol. So you have the melting and boiling point shown here. A detector is placed in the container 2 meters away from the 2 bottles. So they are open at the same time. Okay, so this one is under rate of diffusion. Okay, so this one you have to determine by the MR. Okay, as your rate of diffusion will actually increase, so you diffuse faster basically. Next, so ethanol, if you write the formula, C2H5OH, sulfur is SO2. Okay, so if you use your periodic table, ethanol, it will be 24 plus 6 plus 16. Okay, so you get 46. SO2 will be 64, the MR. Okay, so means ethanol will diffuse first, so definitely will be ethanol, because ethanol has a lower MR than sulfur dioxide. Yep, that's yes. So answer will be A. Okay. Question 5. So XY protons are different. Okay, so X and Y have the same number of neutrons, X and Y. No, one is 20, one is 19. Okay, 20 versus 19, so it's wrong. Y and Z has the same number of electrons, so both are 18 electrons. Okay, this is correct. So Z has more neutron than X. The both are 20 neutron. Okay, 20 versus 20 neutron. So answer is C. So this type of question, you just list down the number of proton, neutrons, and electrons, and then you just compare among themselves. Okay. Question 6. So you have to react to form a compound. What's the mass of 1 mole of the compound? So M, if you look at this one, 13. So electronic configuration is 283. Okay. Okay. N3. All right. So 1 mole equals to mass over mR. Mole is 1 mole. Mass you have to find out. mR, so is 27 times 2 plus 3 times 16. Okay, so when you rearrange, it will be 54 plus 48. So you get 102 grams. Okay, so answer will be C. Okay. Question 7. The relative mass and the relative charge of a particle, V to Z, so are shown below. So which of the following are correct? So let's look at this. This one, the charge is plus 2. Okay, W is minus 1. So V will be 2 plus. W will be minus. X will be plus. Y is 2 plus. Z has no charge. So let's scroll a bit. First thing first, W is an electron. X is the charge is plus 1, correct? And then X, the mass is 1, is good. Z represent the nucleus, just the nucleus of a helium atom. So Z nucleus is wrong because the nucleus should have a charge. Okay, so it's 2 plus. Okay, so but it's neutral here. The charge is 0 here. Okay, so it's wrong. V and Y are nucleus of isotope. V and Y. V and Y. Because V is 3, Y is 4. So Y is heavier. So it means they have the same number of proton but different number of neutron. Okay, so that's why the mass are different. So it seems good. So answer is 1, 2, 4. Answer is C. Okay. Question 8. Which one best describe why brass, okay, which is made out of copper and zinc, is suitable to make instrument as compared to pure copper? Okay, so this is under your metals. So it's due to the sliding. Okay, so zinc atoms prevent layers of copper atoms from sliding over each other. So that's why it's stronger and more durable. So answer, it will be C. Alright, question 9. This is your mole concept. So 286 gram of hydrated copper 2 sulfate contains 126 gram of water of crystallization. What's the correct formula? So this one you have to find a mole. So we have to find the mole of copper sulfate first. Mass over mR. So mass, just take note, it's not 286, it's 286 minus 126, okay? And then mR is just 64 plus 32 plus 4 oxygen, 64. Okay, calculator. So it's exactly 1 mole. Then next we do the same thing for mole of water. Mass over mR. Mass is 126, mR is 18. So you get 7. mole. Okay, so if you want a mole ratio is copper sulfate dot to water is 1 mole is to 7. So answer will be C. Okay, another mole concept, question 10. So you have sodium hydroxide reacting with McLN. So you have the equation, the mole ratio you will know because you have a missing N here. So 10 cm cube of 3 mole per dm cube of NaOH react with 10 cm cube and 1.5 mole of McLN. So you have to find a mole of NaOH first. Concentration times volume. So concentration is 3, volume is 10 over 1000. So remember to change to dm cube. So you get 0.03 mole. Next, you do the same thing to find the mole of McLN. Concentration times volume again. So you have 1.5 times 10 over 1000. So you get 0.015 mole. Alright, so now we do our mole ratio. McLN dot NaOH. Okay, so McLN is 0.01503, which is 1:2 obviously, and then from the equation itself you can tell is 1:n, so therefore n will be 2. So answer is McL2. Answer here will be B. Okay, moving on, question 11. This one will be mole as well. The equation of the combustion of methane. So methane CH4 react with oxygen gas, give you CO2 and 2 water. So which statement is incorrect for complete combustion of methane? So important ratio, take note, is 1:2. So let's see, 1 mole of methane react with 48 dm cube of oxygen. Okay, so 48, you want to find the mole. Mole equals to V over 24, which is 48 over 24 equals to 2 mole. Okay, so it's 1:2 mole. So this is actually 2 mole of oxygen. Okay, so A is correct. So A is not answer. 5 cm3 of methane react with 10 cm3 of oxygen. Yes, the ratio is what? 5:10, so it's 1:2. So you can do your volume ratio since both of them are gases. So it's true as well. Next one, 8 grams of methane when burned will form 24 dm cube of CO2. So this one you have to find the volume, okay, or the mole of methane first. Okay, so let's do for option C here. So mole of methane equals to mass over mr. Mass is 8, mr is 16. You get 0.5 mole. Okay, CO2 is M equals to V over 24. So it's 24 over 24. You get 1 mole. Okay, so the ratio is 1:2. So it's wrong. Okay, so if you see carefully here, is actually, it should be 1:1. Okay, it should be 1:1. So this is the one that is wrong. Okay, because what we got obtained here is 1:2. Okay, that's not what you want. Let's try the last one. 8 dm cube of methane produce 12 grams of water. So from mass you want to change to mole, right? Will be mass over mr. Okay, mass divided by mr is 0.67 mole. 8 dm cube, so 8 divided by 24, you get a mole. 8 divided by 24, you get 0.33 mole. So if you do the comparison, the mole ratio will be 1:2. Okay, 1:2, so it's correct. So answer, which one is wrong? Answer will be C. Okay, so this is correct also. So answer is C. C is the one that is only wrong. Okay. Question 12. This material has a ceramic-like material with magnetic properties. Okay, so it's made out of a mixture of oxides of iron and calcium. It contains 18.5 grams of calcium, 51.9 gram of iron. So this is an empirical formula. Okay, so just do the table form. So just do the table element. So take note, you have your calcium, iron, and don't forget there's oxygen as well, because everything add up it must be 100%. Okay, percentage by mass. Then this is your mole, and this is your ratio. Okay. Okay, I think I missed out AR. AR mole ratio. So coming back, calcium is 18.5, iron is 51.9. So this 100 minus 18.5 minus 51.9. So you get 29.6. Okay, so everything add up 100%. Calcium is 40. So look at our periodic table. Iron is 56, oxygen is 16. So 18.5 divided by 40. So you get 0.4625. 51.9 divided by 56. So you get close to 0.927. 29.6 divided by 16. 1.85. Okay, so everyone divide by 0.4625, the smallest number, so it's exactly 4. This will be 2, and this will be 1. Okay, so the ratio will be CaFe2O4. So answer will be B. Okay, empirical formula. Question 13. Both HCl and ethanoic acid CH3 COOH, okay, have the same concentration of 0.5 mole per dm cube. So which method is suitable for testing the strength? So one thing to take note, this one definitely will be a strong acid, and this one will be a weak acid. Okay, so this is under acid, acid bases. So using a pH meter, yes, okay, because this will be pH most likely 1. This one will be pH maybe 5 or 6 around there. Okay, measure the electrical conductivity, yes. Okay, strong acid, the conductivity will be higher, versus weak acid, the conductivity will be lower. Okay, because it has less ions. Titration, because they have the same concentration, so the titration using sodium hydroxide solution will be the same. Okay, so you wouldn't be able to tell the strength. Okay, both will be the same. So answer is 1 and 2. So answer will be B. Question 14. An alloy using red with hydrochloric acid to give you a gas. Okay, we should extinguish a lighted flame with a pop sound. So this is definitely your hydrogen gas. A reddish brown solid remains, okay, that turn black. So reddish brown solid definitely is a copper, and then black solid most likely react with oxygen from copper oxide, which is black. Okay, so under QA you can tell. And okay, it's an alloy. So definitely you need to have a copper. So A and D definitely is wrong. An alloy react with hydrochloric acid. Okay, hydrochloric acid to release hydrogen gas. Okay, so the clue is here, because we know that copper react with HCl, right? Okay, there will be no reaction. So this means another metal, right? It must be able to react with HCl to form your hydrogen gas. Okay, so it can't be silver, because silver is unreactive as well. So copper will not react with silver will not react with acid, so definitely it must be iron. Okay, so answer will be C. Okay, 15, this is the reaction of sulfuric acid, so which is not typical of a dilute acid. Okay, so we know that acid will react with base, metal, and carbonate. Okay, so we can react with all these three. So acid react with, this is a base, so good. Acid react with alkaline, okay, of the hydroxide, okay, so it's good. And then acid react with carbonate, okay, so it's good. So only this is the weird one, okay. It does not react with any nitrates, okay, so answer is C. So this is under acid bases again. 16. Compound G is a gas at room temperature. It dissolves in water to give a pH 4. So means you form an acid. Okay, so it's a gas at room temperature. It dissolves in water. So it's acidic property. So let's look at option. Which statement about compound G is correct? Okay, so it dissolves in water to give you a acid. Okay, so let's see. Aqueous solution of G will not conduct electricity. No, it will. Okay, it will conduct because it's aqueous. They are mobile ions. Okay, atoms of metallic element are present in G. No, because it's acidic. Most likely it's a non-metal. Okay, non-metal. Because non-metal will give acid, like for example HSO4, H2SO4, HCl, or HNO3. They are all non-metals. Okay, they are all non-metals. Atoms of hydrogen are present in G. Hydrogen is a non-metal, so it is possible. Okay, possible. Okay, so but beside hydrogen there should be another element, another non-metal. Okay, G is ionic bonded. Okay, this is wrong. Okay, because it's a gas. Ionic bonded, it will have a high melting and boiling point, so there's no way it can be a gas. So it's out. So the only possible answer will be C. Next. Question 17. So this one gives you a pH of 4 substances that can be consumed by human. Which statement is correct? Okay, so let's do a first one. This one is acidic. It's acidic as well. This is alkaline. This is weakly alkaline. Okay, so P is alkaline. That's wrong. Q has the lowest concentration of hydrogen ions. Q, no, it should be the highest. Okay, so it's out. R can neutralize excess stomach acid. So R need to be alkaline. Yes, seems good. S has a pH closest to the neutral. Let me see. This one to 7, right, is just 0.8. Okay, but P to 7, he just needs 0.4. Okay, so this is then P then is the closest, so it's not S, it's P. Okay, so answer is out, so only answer C makes sense. Okay, question 18. The addition of calcium hydroxide to the soil reduces acidity and reduces the efficiency of fertilizer. Which two equation explain this? So important thing is what you need to know this equation. Your alkaline react with ammonium salts to give you a salt, water, and ammonia gas. All right, so this is definitely is correct. And next is you reduce its acidity, so react with the acid. Okay, so this is good. So answer definitely is 2 and 3, C. Next, question 19. A pure sample of salt is obtained by filtration, then evaporation of the filtrate. Okay, so sounds like you are trying to obtain the crystals. Okay, so it's under the filtration method. Okay, so it's acid plus excess solid. Okay, so that's the filtration method. So you need an acid and excess solid. This solid can be metal, base, or carbonate. Okay, so this one it won't work because platinum is unreactive, so it won't react. Copper 2 oxide and this one, this alkaline cannot. Okay, answer should be this, and this doesn't make sense. Silver nitrate. Answer should be C. Okay. Question 20. A solution of sodium carbonate Na2CO3 is added to tap water. A white precipitate is formed. So which ion is present? Okay, so all sodium salts are soluble, so it can't be sodium ions. So you have to choose something that's carbonate. Okay, something carbonate. It will give you your white PPT. So answer will be, it can't be anions. So you're looking for a metal. Okay, so this one is a sparse salt. It's all soluble. Okay, so answer must be B. Okay, so the white PPT most likely will be magnesium carbonate. Okay. Alright, question 21. This Haber process. So the hydrogen used is obtained from cracking of petroleum. That is correct. So the reaction is pressurized to increase the yield. Yes, so when your pressure increase, the yield increase. That is true. Ammonia's form is collected by distillation. That is not true. It is basically just by condensation. Alright, so ammonia will become liquid, then you can extract it out. So the only one that makes sense is 1 and 2, B. Okay. So from here you can tell that there's PPT form. Okay, but the fact that when you add acid, right, it just dropped by half of it. This means there are actually 2 PPT. 1 PPT dissolve in acid, whereas the other PPT is insoluble in acid. Okay, so that's the major clue. So let's do by elimination. Let me see. So definitely you must have 2 anions. So A is definitely out. And you must have 2 PPT. And one of the PPT must react with acid. So carbonate will react acid. That is correct. Let's look at the reagent A. Addition of reagent A is added to B. Okay, so you have to form 2 PPT. Reagent A so this one so if you choose barium nitrate, so you will form barium carbonate, which is correct, PPT, and barium chloride. Okay, if you use silver nitrate, it will be silver carbonate and silver sulfate. Okay, silver sulfate is not a PPT, so it's out. And last one, you also get the same thing, barium carbonate, okay, which is PPT, and barium sulfate. Okay, so for chlorides, all chlorides are soluble except for PbCl and AgCl. Okay, so from here you can tell that this is not PPT as well, only this, and this. So the only one that makes sense will be D. Okay, so I repeat again. So when you add your barium nitrate into the solution, so you will form barium carbonate, which is a PPT, and barium sulfate, which is a PPT. But when you add acid, only barium carbonate will react with acid, okay? But your barium sulfate will remain. Okay, so coming back, so this PPT is actually barium carbonate, because when you add acid it will react. Okay, and then this PPT that remains insoluble in acid is your barium sulfate. Okay, so you have to work backwards, so this is a bit more confusing. Okay, but answer will be D. Okay, so this is a very common question, so make sure you know how to do this. Moving on. 23. So you have a mixture of two salts. Okay, so two cations, two anions. So let's look at this silver nitrate yellow PPT. So when it's yellow, so you know it must be iodide. Okay, so it will be silver iodide. So iodide must be from here. Then you add equals ammonia. So this is the test for cations. So you have a white PPT solvent in excess. There's only one in your table, if you memorize, will be zinc hydroxide. Okay, so there's zinc ions from here. And next, when you add acid to a solid, you get a gas. Okay, so this gas, it can be either CO2 or hydrogen gas. But since they say it's a salt, it's a salt, so most likely it's a CO2 gas. Okay, so means there must be a carbonate. Okay, so let's backtrack. So you need to have iodide, zinc ions, and carbonate ions. So need to have zinc, iodide, and carbonate. Yeah, so by elimination, answer will be D. Okay, so this is under your QA. 24. So the table shows the voltage produced by some cell. So this is under electrolysis. Okay, so what will be the most likely voltage obtained when silver is used as metal 1 and magnesium used as metal 2? Let's see. So if you use the reactive series, so you know it's something like this. So magnesium and copper, 2.69 volt, and then copper and silver minus 0.46 volt. Okay, so actually you don't have to put the minus. Okay, because now the more reactive one is actually this one, more reactive, but this one is more reactive. Okay, so now if you use between magnesium and silver, so it will be 2.69 plus 0.46. Okay, so answer will be 3.15 volt. Okay, but how do you determine whether it's plus or minus? So you have to see carefully. When your metal 1, this is less reactive, so metal 2 is more reactive. So metal 2 is more reactive, so you are looking at this case. Okay, so if your metal 2 is more reactive, so meaning in this case is magnesium, and this one will be silver. Okay, so your answer will be what? You will follow negative 3.15 volt. Okay, so this and this are very similar because they are metal 1, both are silver. Okay, so that's how you see it. So answer should be B. Okay, next. 25. Which of the following take part in a hydrogen fuel cell? Okay, so hydrogen fuel cell, the overall equation will be H2 plus O2, give you water to balance it. So there's no fire or burning involved. Okay, so you have to write the half ionic equation. Let's write the one for the anode first. So at the anode, which is your negative electrode. Okay, so it's your 2 hydrogen gas plus 4 OH minus. It will give you 4 water plus 4 electron. Okay, and then at the cathode, you have your oxygen gas plus 2 water plus 4 electron will give you 4 OH minus. So hydrogen gas from 0, so become plus 1, so it's oxidized. Okay, so it's undergo reduction, oxidation. This is 0 to -2. So this undergo reduction. So let's look at the option. So they say hydrogen ions. No, there are no hydrogen ions at all. So that means out. Hydrogen lose electron to form H plus at the A node. So yep, this is correct. Oxygen gain electrons to form O2 minus at the cathode. Oxygen gain electrons. Yeah, this is wrong. He don't form O2 minus. He form OH minus. Okay, so this out. So answer that makes sense is only C. Okay, so for hydrogen fuel cell, you have to memorize both the half ionic equation for the anode and cathode, and of course the overall equation. Okay, moving on, 26. So this one, what are E, F, and G? Ethanoic acid react with ammonium carbonate. Okay, so acid and carbonate will give you CO2 gas. Ammonium ethanoate is warm with solution F. Gas moist readily paper turn blue, though this is your ammonia gas. So this must be alkaline. Okay, only alkaline react with ammonium salts to give you ammonia gas. Okay, ammonia gas. So G is ammonia gas. Yes, and it's alkaline. Yep. Okay, so only D makes sense. So this under bases. 27. Rubidium is same group as lithium, sodium, and potassium. So this is under group 1. So which are likely to be true for rubidium? Is sink in water? Yes, it will be denser. Okay, density increases down the group. Insoluble? No, it's soluble. Erect slowly? No, erect quickly. Is produced during the electrolysis of aqueous? No, it's not aqueous. Okay, if it's aqueous, you will form hydrogen gas instead. Okay, so only answer that makes sense is A. Only A is true. So this is under periodic table. Question 28, periodic table as well. So halogens. Which one is wrong? Incorrect. Okay, so reactivity decreases down the group. Okay, reactivity decreases down the group. Down the group. So fluorine is more reactive than chlorine, than bromine, than iodine. So they say iodine can displace astatine. Astatine is at the bottom. Okay, this is true. Hydrogen astatine is a covalent molecule. Yes, because H then AT. Okay, this is true as well. Silver astatine is insoluble. Yes, because it's very similar as silver chloride or silver iodide. Okay, your white PPT and your yellow PPT. So all silver halides are insoluble. That is true. Solid astatine is white. Definitely is wrong. Okay, it's actually black in color. Okay, the color darkened down the group. So only D is wrong. 29. X, Y, Z are same period. Okay, so means the same row. X is a non-metal, Y is a metal, and then Z is a metalloid. Okay, so you start from the left side. Left side, it will be metal first. Okay, then your metalloid, then your non-metal. Okay, so going from the left to right. So answer is C. Question 30. So this under metals, reactive series. Which nail will rust? So to rust, you need oxygen and water. Minimum, you need these two. Okay, as long as one of them is missing, it won't work. So iron, investigate the rusting of iron nails. So iron react with copper. So iron is more reactive than copper. so iron will rust. Okay, so this one will rust. Iron right with zinc, zinc will oxidize because zinc is more reactive than iron. Okay, so this one no, it will not rust. Iron covered with a layer of paint. Okay, so there's a under barrier method. So this one will not rust as well. So only X will rust. B. Next. Question 31. Alright, so this is under air. So important is you have the moist iron fillings. Okay, so the volume of the sample was measured at regular interval until no further changed. Okay, so what would be the volume remaining? So you need to know that this one is under rusting. So rusting, you will require all the oxygen and water, of course. So all the oxygen will be removed. So you need left with what? 20, 40, and 10%. So you left with 70%. Okay, so answer will be C. Okay, all the oxygen will be used up for the rusting process. 32. So for which of the pipes would a major leak result in a largest decrease in the pH? Means you'll form a lot of acid. Okay, the amount of acid produced will be very high. So this is alkaline, so it's not. This one you will form SO2, and then this one you will release sulfuric acid. Okay, so which one result in the largest decrease in the pH of the rain? Okay, so important is the rain, so will be D. Okay, for C, right, it's already sulfuric acid, so it won't really contribute to the rain, but SO2 is a gas. Okay, so answer it will be D. It will dissolve into rainwater. 33. Petrol and diesel are two common fuels. The combustion of this fuel produce air pollutants. Okay, so when you burn 1 kg of each fuel. So which of the following can be inferred from the table? So if you burn petrol, you produce a lot of CO, and if you burn diesel, you produce a lot of oxides of nitrogen. All right, let's look at the first one. Burning of petrol contribute more towards the formation of acid rain. Acid rain, it's this one. Acid rain and acid rain. So this will only give you 31, but this will give you 64. So burning of petrol will contribute more is not true. Diesel is the one that will contribute more. B, petrol powered engine take in more air. Let's see. This one you can't tell for now. Okay, let's just put question mark first. The percentage of by mass of sulfur containing compound is lower in diesel. So sulfur also is this one 1 versus 4. Is lower in diesel is not true. Okay, it's higher. Okay, so temperature in petrol powered engine is lower. It's true. How you can tell is because from the NO, oxide of nitrogen, so it's 30 versus 60. So since the burning diesel will produce more NO, okay, or NO2, means the temperature is higher. Okay, so this temperature is actually higher. Okay, so it's true. So B we will know. B will be maybe true, maybe false. Okay, but D definitely is true. So D is good. 34. Petroleum can be separated by fractional distillation, of course. Which process is correct? In a fractionating column, the bitumen is obtained above, no, is at the lowest, okay, so it's wrong. The fractions obtained at the top of the fractionating column has the highest, no, is the lowest, okay. The lubricating oil fraction is a source for making polish and wax. This is good. The relative molecular mass means the MR obtained near the bottom of the fractionating column are smaller, no, they are the higher, okay, so it's strong as well. So only C makes sense. Moving on. 35, which of the following correctly shows the correct equation and the condition for the reaction between chlorine and methane? So this is under substitution. So condition definitely you need in the presence of UV light. Okay, so it's you will just substitute by one chlorine atom. So it's not two, it should be just one. Okay, so answer is C. Okay, so this is under alkene. 36. A hydrocarbon is heated strongly in the presence of catalyst. The resulting mixture contains butane, ethene, and propene. 2:1:2. So butane is C4H10. Ethene is C2H4. Propane is C3H6. It's 2, 1, 2. Alright. So if you want to get back the main initial hydrocarbon, you just have to add up. Okay. So it's 2 carbons, so it's C, 8 carbon. Okay, so in terms of carbon, there's 8 plus 2 here, then plus here is 6. Okay, total will be 16 carbon. Hydrogen will be 20 plus 4 plus 12. So you get 36. Answer is D. Okay. 37. A mole of compound X react completely with 2 mole of hydrogen gas X in the presence of a catalyst to form 1 mole of alkane. Okay, so this sounds like a hydrogenation. Okay, so 1X plus 2 mole of hydrogen gas give you 1 mole of alkane. So it means inside X you must have what? 2 CC double bond. Okay, that's the reason why 2 mole of hydrogen gas can go in. Okay, and it must be a alkene definitely. Okay, X must be an alkene. So let's look at the option. You must have 2 CC double bond. This has 3, definitely is out. This only have 1, so it's out. So it's either this or this. It must be alkene, so you cannot have this one. So answer is B. 38. Polymer X has a similar linkage as nylon, so it's your amide linkage. Amide linkage, this will be C, O, N, and H. Alright, so this is your amide linkage. So which one likely to be a monomer of polymer X? Alright. Okay, so it must have the amide linkage, so answer most likely will be B. 39. Polymethyl methylcrylate is used to make hard contact lenses. Okay, so part of the polymer is shown here. So which statement about this polymer is correct? Okay, so something unique, you have the ester linkage here. So let's look at this. It can be classified as an ester, definitely is true. Is an acid? No, it does not have COOH, so it's not true. Is a condensation polymer. Let me see. It feels more like an addition polymer. CH2. If you break up the linkage, you form back your CC double bond. Let me see. Yeah, this makes more sense. So initially, you can form back your CC double bond. So you close back. So this will become a double bond instead. Alright, so this one is actually a addition polymer. So it's not a condensation. So 1 and 3 make sense. So B. Moving on, this is under air. This is under fuel gas desulfurization, to remove your fuel gas, the waste gas. So which gas cannot be removed? So this method, few gas desulfurization can only remove acidic gases. Okay. So this one is acidic, so it will be removed. So this is also acidic, will be removed. This will be removed. This is neutral, so this one will not be removed. So answer is A. Okay, it's a neutral oxide. That's all. Like, share, subscribe.